Happy Monday, everybody. Welcome to pre-market update. Hope you all had a great weekend. Today we'll start with Bitcoin, Ethereum, then we will review S&P 500, Nasdaq, Dow Jones, Russell 2000. We'll review some major FANG stocks, and then we will wrap up with commodities. Please hit the like button, guys. Only takes 1 second to hit the thumbs up button. I really appreciate that. Share this channel with friends and family. It's free to subscribe so that they can also take benefit of this content. All right, so Bitcoin, this is 2 hours chart in front of this massive resistance. All right, so you can see this resistance started in March this year and acting as a resistance. We had a fake out, and I told everybody this fake out move. Be careful, this is perfect time to sell. Why did I tell this is a perfect time to sell? This is linear regression chart. You can see always whenever we come here, this is usually the best area to sell above this top white line. This area sell we touched here, area to sell we touched here multiple times. You can see here, here, touching here, and now again this whole area was a perfect time to sell. And inversely, whenever we come down here, this is the area to buy here, this whole area to buy. And now if we come below again here, which is around 65k as of right now, this would be the area to buy. In the middle is just chop. Okay, we don't do anything. We either sell here or short, or we buy here at the bottom. All right, now where we are right now, if I zoom in a bit, you can see we are in the neutral zone. So nice, Bitcoin had a nice pullback from the sell zone, and from the top to the bottom, which we got a nice pullback around 8.5% down. Okay, so Bitcoin had 8.5% pullback. Now we are on this green line, which is neutral zone. So there are two scenarios from here. Either Bitcoin is going to go from here, green line, to this top white line, which is 4.5% away, and then it can keep going higher. That will be the area to sell. So there's a possibility it can pump above 5%, go back to this previous high, and that would be another area to take profits and short. Now this whole area is top is around 75k and 71.300 as of right now. This keeps changing. So anything above 71,000 to 75k is a good area to short. And on the other side, if Bitcoin dumps from here to down below 4.5%, 5%, that's a good area to buy. So this zone is around 65k to 60k. So 60 to 65k, 5,000 dump, anything below 60, 65k, that would be area to buy. Anything above 71k would be the area to sell. All right. Just wanted to share that with you. And then if I go to BTC chart, uh, let me actually go back to this daily chart on CME futures. Here you go. There is a gap. All right. CME futures. Let me go to 1 hour chart and see. Not a gap on Bitcoin, but I think Ethereum had a gap. You can say Ethereum had a gap, so Bitcoin has no gap, so there are no gaps to worry about. But on a daily chart as well, you can see green line is going up below red line, but on live market on daily chart, this is PPO chart, already crossover. I don't like this. I want to see green line above red line. I don't want to see green line below red line. And also I got a red sell signal right here on 1st of November, and we are going lower. All right. Okay, see, I drew lines in the regression chart, and on a daily chart, automatically it drew. So anyhow, so if you get support on this, this is 200 SMA, blue line, and red line, which is 200, sorry, 50 EMA, 50 SMA. This is the area you want to be buying around 65k. All right. Ethereum, same thing here. Ethereum is also gonna do whatever Bitcoin does. One thing on Ethereum, there's a gap to the top. It will pump at some point 2500. Then also there's a gap around 2900. On Ethereum linear regression chart, let's see how that one pans out. On Ethereum, same story here. We sold above 2600 and we came below neutral line. Now the buy zone is below 2300. Okay, 2300 to 2150. This is the area you want to buy, and 2600 to 2860. This is the area you want to sell. All right, and mostly it's going to follow whatever Bitcoin does. Okay, so let's go to now traditional market SPX cycle chart. Let's start with that. And you can see SPX nicely. This declining phase worked out pretty to the dot. And I was saying from Friday, 25th of October to 11th of November, there is significant risk and this can go down. All right, we are in this declining phase. In one day, we just got on this 31st of October because of earnings, we got a nice dump, and we didn't have to wait that long, and we already now sitting on nice support here. All right, so now cycle analysis is saying still weakness till 11th of November. So if I put the chart here, 4th to 11th, so around a week of weakness. We could have already bottomed, we don't know. Okay, I just want to be very careful. We could have already bottomed here, which we don't know, but let's see. Its cycle can be off a couple of days earlier. So there are two scenarios from here. So there's first scenario is we either gonna go fill this gap. All right, we had a gap down, and then after election, like today and tomorrow, we're gonna fill this gap, and after elections, we come back down. All right, and fill some of these other gaps. Okay, so this is one scenario, and the other scenario is we are done with the bottom. We're done with the bottom. We just keep going higher. All right, or we go fill this gap, make a higher low, and then keep going higher. Okay, and I prefer this second scenario instead of this first scenario, but you never know. We'll see how it goes next 2 days. Most likely it looks like we're gonna go fill this gap, so that's what I'm aiming for, and then we'll decide, depends on how election goes, market will decide what they want to do. um, so from where we closed on Friday to where we are, gap fill around 1.4% away. All right, that can happen in next 2 days, today and tomorrow, so keep that in mind. One other thing I wanted to show you on this linear regression chart. One of the other reasons I think this probably could be the bottom is you can see same thing here. We came very close to this white line with an oversold RSI. Whenever that happens, you can see red background. We look for a bounce. All right. So again, we came to the white area, which is buy zone. Here we could go all the way from here. We could go all the way up 3.87% to here. Okay. This is the area to sell. So we don't like to short. So if they even come down, this is the area you want to be buying. You are very close to this buy zone, perfect zone to buy, guys. This is not where you want to be shorting. You want to buy and buy call options for a pump here. Regardless of volatility, you want to go higher, all right? And on NASDAQ, you can see came to neutral line. So Nasdaq was a bit stronger than S&P 500, came to neutral line, and now again looking to bounce. And Nasdaq can go from here again. It can bounce up to at least 4%. And on NDX, the gap is around here, 20,379. Actually, it will be visible on the other chart better. You can see NDX here, same story here. It could go fill this gap, and since we closed to that gap fill is around, let's say around 1.5, around 1.7% away. So that gap, I'm also looking for that to fill. All right. Um, okay, so let's look at linear regression chart of Dow Jones. You can see Dow Jones came to the buy zone perfectly. So this is the other reason. S&P 500, Dow Jones, I don't know, let's see Russell. Russell also came very close to. So you can see Dow Jones is telling me a bounce is coming, and if a Dow Jones bounces, that means Nasdaq and S&P 500 will bounce with it. Okay, so this is an indicator. This one S&P 500 is telling me we're very close to buy zone. This is an indication that we're getting a nice rally, about to get a nice rally. So be careful. Okay, so anyhow, so look to buy Dow Jones. Russell 2000 came close to neutral zone. It can still bounce on this area. So we only like to buy below white line or a sell above red line. That is all we do all day long. All right, so this is it for linear regression chart. Let's do side by side, and let's just quickly run through buy and sell zones. You can see S&P 500 came to the sell zone and dumped, and same thing yesterday. And let me put the chart here on the right side. Same thing here. Nasdaq came to the was in the middle in the choppy zone, still in the choppy zone. Dow Jones came to the sell zone and dumped. And then Russell 2000 also, you can see this is Russell. No, this is Russell. Came to sell zone and dumped. And this is only for day trading, guys. If you want to know more about this indicator, lots of money to be made, subscribe. There's a join button in the description of this video. Click on it, join, and then let me know your user ID in the description of this video. Put your ID there, and I will add you to members only group where I only share buy and sell levels every hour with my subscribers. I also tell what trades I'm buying. Um, like I bought FNGU, SOXL, TQQQ, they're all green. What are my targets to take profit? If you have any stocks, what are your buy sell zones? I also share that. All right. So Bitcoin is also, let's see, you can see came to the buy zone. You can see over the weekend and now bouncing right now in the neutral zone. All right. Let's look at any of the interesting stocks. Apple is, now there's a gap on Apple here around 216. Let's see if they want to bring that there. That's going to be good data to buy, but also there's a massive gap here. Okay, 233. They might want to push it back to fill that gap at some point. Also, it's in the buy zone for the day trading perspective. Apple, Netflix is in the neutral zone. Microsoft is also in the buy zone. You can see here Microsoft massive gap. I released a short video saying there's almost 10% potential from now until end of year for Microsoft, so it's near buy zone. Google, you can see Google fill the gap, earnings gap, now in the neutral zone. Meta, Facebook is holding some support near 50 EMA and SMA. Could fill this gap, earnings gap, and also it's near buy zone. Amazon had a nice pump, cooling down a bit near neutral zone, so still can go higher. CrowdStrike also now in the neutral zone. ServiceNow is also in the neutral zone, and NVDA after a Dow Jones inclusion pump, still higher pre-market. Still go and fill some of these gaps up to 141. And NVDA is the reason I think market can still go very high. AVGO is also nearby zone. All right, Hang Seng Index, China is right now bear flagging. I think it's going to break down to 18K in my opinion at some point. We'll see. And then Toronto Stock Exchange, TSX had a nice pullback, 8 counts buy signal, still in the buy zone, still can go way higher. Commodities, crude oil, nice pump over the weekend, and now it's in the sell zone. You can see this red area is in the sell zone. Even here it's in the sell zone. There's a gap here. It opened on a gap up around 69, so it's going to eventually come down. So don't get too excited. Look to sell this rally, in my opinion. Natural gas is also bouncing from this support, broke down, trigger some stops. Looks like it's going higher from the buy zone. Gold is also bouncing from the buy zone. Silver is also in the neutral zone right now. Nice dump on silver. Copper is just holding this support EMA lines. Palladium after a nice pullback, nice pump coming back on in some support area. Sugar is in the buy zone again. Sugar is going back down after this fake out move, going back down on some support EMA lines, holding here. Wheat is needs to close about 570. Until that happens, we got to be careful on wheat. And corn is actually looking not that bad compared to all. So just holding support here. Dollar DXY in nearby zone, getting rejected where we think it should, could come all the way back to 100. Okay, so just keep that in mind. All right, guys, that's it for today. VIX is bouncing with the multiple gaps at the bottom. So a bounce on S&P 500 means VIX will crash and fill some of these gaps. Good luck, guys. I'll talk to you later. Bye.